apps. Now, ladies, if you are not using Flo, what are you using? I mean, Flo is the best app that you can ever use when it comes to tracking your menstrual cycles and just tracking your overall monthly health. I mean, it will make sure you know everything down to the smallest thing, like why your discharge looks the way it looks.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey guys, it's Adrian back with another video, and I simply wanted to make this video to help my ladies. I'm going to show you guys a few things in this video to show you how amazing this app is. Ladies, download this app as soon as this video is over if you have not already done so. First, I want to give you guys some of my personal experiences with this app. So I had my son 4 years ago. Actually, he'll be 5 this year. This is the app that allowed me to know that I was pregnant. I was getting notifications saying that my period was late, and it says late 5 days. And then it'll let you know, like, you might want to start looking and see if you're pregnant. You might want to get a pregnancy test and take a pregnancy test. It'll let you know that you're pregnant because this app is so on point, guys. I'm not even being funny. It keeps up with your monthly cycles, not just your period, but also the cycle of your body and also your period. That it asks you about your discharge. You know, depending on how your discharge is during this time, it lets your app know if you're pregnant, if you're fertile, and exactly where you are at that time of the month. So that's what I absolutely love about this app. What other app can you go to and it pretty much lets you know, well, at this time you might be having headaches, you know, at this time you might be getting breakouts. If you're feeling a little, you know, moody or uneasy, irritable, this app is amazing. And every woman that is still within her cycle time, you know, if you went through menopause, that's a different time, but if you are dealing with a monthly cycle, this is the app for you. They let me know exactly when I was pregnant. And one thing what I really do like about this app now is that I do not take any means of birth control. So this app allows me to, you know, still be able to regulate my when I am fertile, when I am ovulating, without having to be on birth control. So if you're looking to stop taking it, it allowed me to be able to track my ovulation, track my horniness, and all the above with just having this simple app. One thing that this app does teach you is there is only a window that you can conceive. So if you can so what I did was not only use this app, I also purchased a ovulation kit because I wanted to make sure that this app was correct. So what I did was I actually bought the ovulation kit and I went by the days that the app said that I should be ovulating, and it matched up perfectly. And the main thing about this app is to make sure that you're constantly answering the questions they ask you. Make sure that you're constantly putting your period into the app so they can know when you come on, when you go off. And you want to make sure you do that every month consistently. And that's what's going to really make this app work for you, is your consistency with this app. So you have to be disciplined. You have to be consistent with this app, and this app will give you everything that you're looking for. Well, my main reason for really getting into this app is because I wanted to get off birth control. Birth control was actually causing me to be moody, and I actually think my hair had gotten a little thinner from being on birth control. I didn't have the issue of the weight gain, but I know a lot of people do. So if you're just like me and you just want to stop using birth control, I'm telling you, this app is birth control. It'll tell you exactly when your highest day of pregnancy is, your most fertile day to your least fertile days, but still fertile days. And so you will know exactly your window of when you can, you know, have sex and when you shouldn't be having sex if you don't want to have a kid. And then it asks you, did you do it on this day? If you use protection, it asks you, how horny have you been, you know. It asks some very personal questions, but those small details are the reason why this app is able to know your body and to keep up with where you're at when you're there. Another thing that I definitely have to say and has to be noted about this app is that every time it tells me I'm coming on my period, y'all, because I have had it over now 4 years. My son is about to be 5, so I've had it over 5 years. I had it before he was born. It may be 6 years. I don't know. I had this app for a while, y'all. And all I'm saying to you is it's never wrong when it comes to when my monthly is coming on. Now, I'll be honest, it might be a day before, a day after, and a lot of times it's on the exact date that they tell me. But further than a day before or a day after the date they told me is never too far off. So the accuracy is on point, ladies. Please get this app, I beg of you. Another amazing point about this app is that since it does have actual doctors and nurses on this app that you can contact, you can ask some very personal, some people would say embarrassing questions that you don't want to ask your friends or family, parents, or your mom, or just kind of want to keep it to yourself because it might be embarrassing. You can go to this app and speak with someone directly about whatever issue it is that you need to talk about. This app does allow you to plan and follow your pregnancy. So let's say you are pregnant, you did follow this app, got pregnant. Congratulations to you. And now this app will walk you through your pregnancy, telling you what you should see during what months. It will show you your baby growing. You'll see where your baby should. That was so cool about this app. When I was pregnant, it showed me like what size your baby is. It'll like relate it to a fruit. And it'll say, well, this is the size of your baby. This is what they're going through. This is what they're developing. This is some things that you might be feeling, some things you might notice, how your discharge will look. I mean, golly, you don't have a person sitting next to you to tell you these things. Other than going to the doctor, and that's once a month until you get later on, and that's once a week. You don't have anybody just right there to constantly just see everything you're going through and tell you, what is it? What is that? Well, what's happening? What's that? It's a blessing to have an app like this. So I actually made another video about this app, and I will drop that in the description section below. But I just wanted to make sure I made this video because I think it's very important to have something that helps you keep up with your body functions. You know what I mean? I myself think it's very important. I wouldn't want to not have this app. And I know there are a ton of apps that do the same thing. If you know one that's better than this, drop it down in the comments for other people. But if you don't have one and you're looking for something like this, I'm telling you that you cannot go wrong with Flo. So after a few weeks had passed and my app just kept telling me, you are this late, you are that late, you are days late, you are a week late, you are months late. And I just kept ignoring it because, I went through a transitional point in my life where I had to, it was just a lot going on at that time. So it wasn't a good time to be pregnant for me. And so I didn't want to listen to Flo. Flo, you don't know. Flo, what do you know? Your app. There's no way that I can be pregnant. I am 29 years old. I have never been pregnant, and you're not going to tell me that I'm pregnant now. So it was very hard for me to trust in Flo. But Flo was not wrong, man. Flo told me up until when I went to my doctor and actually found out I was pregnant, Flo was 100% correct on how many weeks I was when I went to the doctor. She had already told me before the OBGYN had restated how many weeks ahead I was. She had already told me. And if I would have just trusted in Flo, I would have been aware a lot sooner. So, guys, get Flo. I hated Flo at that time. I really couldn't stand Flo because she was telling me something at that time that just sounded like the worst news to me. And I didn't want to believe Flo. But if you allow Flo to be a part of your daily programming, you won't have to worry about scares like that. You won't have to worry about, am I pregnant? You'll know when to have sex and when not to. You'll know when you're ovulating and when you're most fertile. Even to the point where I'm like, so I can't do it these days, but I can do it this day. Skip those days, but I can do it. It allows you to be able to pinpoint your day. So ladies, get in tune. I mean, I'm not telling people to stop birth control. That was my choice. Birth control was not working for me, and it's not something that I wanted to keep putting in my body. But I think birth control for other people is great. I just wanted to find another, more of a natural way to get the same results, and it works. So, like I said, and if it didn't work for you, I'm sorry that was your experience. But I've been doing it now. And I did it before. Like I said, before I got pregnant, I did it too. I just didn't have the faith that I have in it now. But I did this prior to me having my son. And I followed it, and it worked. And the one time when I thought, oh, I can't. So, because you guys are probably wondering, well, how did you get pregnant if you had this great app that told you, to not have sex, basically, right? Well, my situation was kind of different. And like I said, I don't want to go into too much detail. I'm not ready for that kind of YouTube videos, those kind of YouTube videos yet. But basically, long story short, my husband wanted a kid. I wasn't ready for kids. But being with him as long as I was with him, I was with him for 14 years. We had never had like even a oops, I could be pregnant. And so I think as I got older and closer to my 30s, I'm thinking about my parents getting older. I do want them to have grandkids. Thinking about the fact that me being older, thinking about the fact that he does want a child or children. You know, I kind of, had a job that I was pretty proud of at that time, and everything else seemed to be in position for me to have a kid other than my own mind. So, it started to weigh on me like, well, maybe I can't get pregnant, because we had even did it on some of those days where it said that I could get pregnant and nothing ever happened. I would have sex and I would go back and check my app like, oh my God, that was one of my fertile days. And then, weeks later, I'm not pregnant. I mean, call it luck, call it blessing, whatever you want to call it. But, I just wasn't getting pregnant. That after all of those years of never having like a oops, I started to feel like maybe something was wrong with me or maybe something was wrong with him. So went and got an ovulation kit, tested my ovulation. It matched up with the app, and we did it on the most fertile day. My most fertile day, we had sex. This clown made me lay there talking about, you, in order to get pregnant, you gotta lay there. So mind you, I didn't know if I wanted to get pregnant, but I knew I did not want to. The thought of not being able to get pregnant was bigger and greater to me than the thought of having a baby. So yes, I was, I'm not gonna say I was that young, but it was just, I don't know, man. I don't even have the words to explain that time. But yeah, so we ended up having sex on my most fertile day, and lo and behold, I was pregnant. Yeah, I mean, she told me first. Flo said it first, before anybody else, before the doctor, before a pregnancy test, before anything. Flo, she was there. You might not know Flo, but you need to get to know Flo. Because Flo will be there when nobody else is. When you can't get to the doctor and ask those questions to Flo. When you want to find out why your body is doing what it's doing, Flo. When you have an embarrassing question and you can't find an answer anywhere else, Flo. When you want to know your best days to have sex or not have sex, Flo. When you want to get pregnant and you're trying to figure out what are the best days to make that happen, Flo. When you're having headaches or cramps and you want to know why the heck are they so bad and how long are they gonna last, Flo. She won't tell you exactly how long it will last, but she'll let you know, yeah, that's about right. That's about your time. Why is my face breaking out? Flo. Don't sleep on Flo. So guys, again, if you do not have Flo, make sure right now you download Flo as soon as you get off this video. If you do have any questions about this app, go ahead and drop down in my comments. I would love to answer some questions for you guys. If you've used this app, what are your opinions on this app? Are there other apps that you have used that you prefer more than Flo? I would love to hear about it. And also, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, do not forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any other videos, and hit that bell so that you can get notifications for my videos.